morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. We are going to get our green stalk all planted up today and dig up some potatoes that had suffered early blight. So it's Tuesday, and yesterday I did work all day long, but didn't film it because what I was doing was emptying out my kitchen and two of our bathrooms and a linen closet, getting ready for our home renovations, which begin tomorrow. So before we go out to start working on the green stalk, I just want to show you what we're doing in here. We won't have a functional kitchen for a couple of weeks, but we have set up kind of a makeshift kitchen, and we'll have to use our laundry sink as a sink to wash dishes. But we still will have an oven, and we have a grill. And if we want, we can get our little heating element out of a box in the garage and cook on that. So here's what we're doing. Okay, when we first moved into this house in 2017, I was absolutely thrilled with this kitchen because for the prior 10 years, we had a tiny little kitchen in a rented house with the usual California tile with wide grout countertops, which is really awful. It was very small, very old, very 1960s. Then we moved here and I was like, oh, I have a modern kitchen. And it is. We have amazing appliances, which we really, really love. And I love the white cabinets. But what I've always wanted to do was replace this. I really don't dig this kind of countertop. It's dark. This kitchen was, I guess, installed in this home in 2001. So yeah, it's outdated. So we are not replacing the cabinets. They're in great shape and they're white, and that's going to save us some money. So what we're doing is we are replacing the countertops, and they're going to be a gorgeous white with gray veining, gray and blue veining. This entire island is coming out, and we're putting a new island in that's a little bit shorter, but will be double the width so that we have storage on both sides. And then it'll just be one giant slab of countertop. We'll still have our cooktop here, but it's going to be an induction cooktop. So our house is, we are almost 100% solar. We have a solar roof, Tesla solar glass roof. And so we've been trying to convert our gas appliances over to electric, especially because California has passed a law, basically, new appliances being sold have to be electric instead of gas. So this one is over 20 years old. It works. It's a gas stove, and I love cooking on gas, but we're moving to an induction cooktop so that we can take advantage of our solar power. And so other than that, all the appliances will stay. And then new sink, all that kind of stuff. So the last couple days, what I've been doing is clearing everything out of all of these cupboards and boxing it all up. So everything is emptied because they have to take the countertops off, and well, this whole thing's going away, but they have to take the countertops off, and everything in here would get messed up with debris. So all of that's boxed up, and this was my only food storage this lazy season. And we have no pantry in this house. We have food crammed up here. We've got spices crammed over here and stuff like that. And it's not fun. Oh, we have food crammed up here. Like basically any little non-dish cupboard has food in it. So they are going to build me a pantry on this wall. We never really had anything on that wall. There was a TV mounted when we moved in. They left it there. We never used it, and so there was no loss to us to take it down. So they're going to build in a pantry to take up this wall, which will be amazing. And that means, though, that my husband loses his bar space, which he's bummed out about. But we're going to get a new piece of furniture for that. So the bar has been emptied out, and now it is our temporary kitchen and pantry. So we've put all of our food in here. We've got, the kettle, the all-important kettle, because we use that all day long, literally. Just the basics up here. And then over here is silverware. We have a couple pans, pots, cast iron and stuff. And so this should be enough to get us through cooking. And I'm making tonight's dinner in the crock pot. I need to start using the crock pot again because we've been so busy that by the end of the day, I'm too tired to cook. None of us feel like cooking. We've all been so busy. And so we've been defaulting to ordering food, and we just don't want to do that. Occasionally is fine, but like it's so expensive and stupid. So I'm going to start using the crock pot tonight. It's going to be chicken tortilla soup. And so if I get that started earlier in the day, which is pretty easy, then by the end of the evening, when I'm wiped out and I'm done, dinner's ready. So we're happy about that. Everything in this room will eventually, by June 9th, have to be out of here because these floors are hardwood, as you can see. And when we moved in, they were that horrible like 1980s blonde color. So we sanded these down, had somebody sand them down and stain them this dark color to go with our gray walls. And the bedrooms, there's 3 bedrooms here, they have hardwood in them as well. That's also this color. But the rest of the house is this nasty carpet. And I don't like carpet. None of us do. And because we have an elderly cat, she's always having, vomiting and things like that. So there's lots of stains. We're constantly cleaning it. So we're going to empty the whole house into 2 of those like storage pods on the driveway. And they're going to come in and lay new hardwood to match this and sand everything and stain it all. And so for the sanding and staining part, we have to be out of the house. So we have rented an Airbnb here just in the neighboring town because I'm still working. And we had to have some place where we could bring Raven. So thankfully it'll be close. Dylan, who will be coming home from college that weekend that we move into this thing, he won't even get a chance to come home first before we have to live in the Airbnb. But once all of this work is done, it's going to be wonderful. So we are also redoing the kids' bath, the guest bath, and our bathroom in the primary bedroom. So all of that's going to take 6 to 8 weeks, and we're super excited. It's a little stressful because it's like moving without moving. But the end results I'm thinking is going to be amazing. So I'll update you guys as it goes and show you. I love renovation projects. I love to watch them, whether it's me renovating things on the farm or other farmers renovating, or garden renovations that people do, house renovations. I just love watching them. There's something so satisfying and fun about that. Part of it probably comes from the fact that both of my parents, when I was a kid, in addition to their full-time jobs, they also were real estate agents. And so we spent, now this is in the 70s, but we spent almost every weekend going to open houses, and just for fun. And my sister and I loved it. It was so fun. You walk into a model home or, whatever, and, run around and then imagine yourself living in those spaces. And it was just really, really fun. And I've enjoyed that my whole life. So I'm one of those people that loves to watch House Hunters, even though I get irritated sometimes with some of the things people say. I still really enjoy renovations. And so if you enjoy renovations as well, stay tuned. I probably won't ever do a full video on that because this is not a renovation channel, it's a gardening channel. But it is something major that's going on in our lives. And so I'll be sharing that with you. Okay, let's head outside. I need to haul 4 heavy bags of soil around the back, and we'll start putting this greenstalk together. Whew, it's hot. Okay, so I've carried the bags of soil, and we are now in the tiny little corner in my back garden next to the cottage garden where we're going to set up my new greenstalk. This is a Mother's Day gift to myself, and the reason I'm not putting it over where the other 2 greenstalks is twofold. One, I couldn't help myself and I got pink, which I'm not thinking my husband would love on the patio. So I'm going to put it here. Now this little corner, this is our bedroom right here. There's the office, there's these other windows, but this little section here with white stones used to be just bare dirt. And then when we had these steps rebuilt,
actually built at all. There never used to be steps here. You had to step down from that, which is fine if you're in good shape, but not if you're, you know, older or need some help or you're a toddler. Anyway, when they built these steps, we had this, basically it's like a planter bed, but it's really, really hard soil and I wasn't able to plant anything into it. So we put a bunch of stones in here. You know, there's now finally, after many, many years, some weeds growing up. But for years I grew tomatoes and peppers in pots or grow bags here. Just crammed them all together. Now this section of the yard gets morning sun until about, I don't know, it's almost 1 p.m. now. It stays sunny in the summertime until about 2:30. So I guess it gets about 6 hours, but it's hot. This is a very hot area because the winds just don't reach it. So it was great for growing heat-loving crops. So I'm going to put that slab is there because I'm going to put the spinner base for the greenstalk there. And then I have extra space here that I might put maybe 2 grow bags of tomatoes because I still have lots of tomato seedlings left. And, you know, just for the heck of it, grow them on there because why not? So since I'll be putting this thing together on a time lapse for you guys, I want to show you the parts of the greenstalk. So this is the base. It's a spinner base. So you set it on top and it spins. And the nice thing about that is you can spin it every day so that all sides get enough sun. It does have a drain tube here that connects here. And then so as the water drips down into this bottom tray, it drains out. Then the green stalks themselves, each tray, each level, has a drip tray in it, which goes like this. So you fill the whole thing up with soil, you put your plants in, and then you do this, and then you add each tier. And then at the very top, this is the top tier. Anyway, so then you only water at the top, and you can see all these little holes. They then do a drip irrigation down for the top tier, and then all the rest of the water goes down here through all of these tubes, filling up these trays on the way, which also deliver drip irrigation. So it's a very good system. You only have to water at the top, and you can grow a lot of things in them. So each tier has 6 pockets. There are 5 tiers, so that's 30 spots to grow something. Now, I don't have enough plants to put in this right now, so I'm going to be doing a mix of plants and seeds. Sorry, I'm out of breath because it's really hot and I just carried a whole bunch of heavy bags of soil. So I'll show you what I've got, and if I still have extra pockets, I'll just go buy a couple of seedlings. But this is going to be a very mixed tower, which will get switched out. Not even in the winter, because in the winter, not much is going to grow back here. We just don't have enough sun. So for this planting, I'm going to do peppers because it's nice and hot here. It's going to be great. So I've got this ahi fansa, which I think is a white ahi cachucha. I think I have 2 of those. Is that what this one is too? Yes. Okay. And then these are ahi cachuchas, which I think are multicolored peppers. Then I've got that back there is a Burgarten sage. This is a pineapple sage. And then 3 chamomiles and a lemon verbena. And then this tray is mixed herbs, and they're looking really rough. I don't know how many of these I'm actually going to transplant. They've been in here for months. They're done. And I don't know if any of them will really transplant well, but the tray's here, so we'll see. But then the other things I'm going to start are seeds. So greenstalk always sends free seeds, and usually it's lettuce. This time it's a jalapeno pepper. So even though it's late in the season, I'm going to start it anyway. We'll start that pepper. I'm going to put a few of these little Firebirds hanging basket nasturtiums. I think those will be so cute spilling out of pockets. We're going to do Tulsi holy basil, arugula, because I love arugula, even though it'll bolt. This is a free packet of lettuce seed. I'm going to put some of that in. And then butterfly pea, lavender queen, and blue queen. I've already started some butterfly pea as seedlings and transferred them into the strawberry and sweet alyssum containers. but I don't know if they're going to take off or not because they were really small and everything in there is super established. So I'm going to double down and start more. And then the final thing I have, and this is going to seem very strange, is this wheat, Utrecht Blue. And I have been wanting to grow this to use as a dried flower and in bouquets. And it says it gets 3 to 5 feet tall. So I think I'm going to sow this on the very bottom tier, and then it can just grow up, and I'll move it aside as I'm trying to access other things. But I just think it'll be fun. So this is going to be a crazy mixed green stalk. And like I said, if I still have lots of pockets left, then I'll just go, oh, what a hardship. I'll have to go buy some more plants. So you can see it's a little while later because it's shadier here. Camera cut off even though it was in the shade because it's hot today. So you didn't get to see me build the whole thing, but you know, you get the gist. So it's done, and I'll give you a little quick tour. Okay, so here's the, you know, the top vessel that you fill. And then in here we've got store-bought peppers. This is early summer yellow. These are the ahi ones that I think are a white pepper. Ahi cachuchas, these are from seed, my seed. And then this is a sweet sunset. Yeah. And then down here we have some of the jalapenos. So I sowed those. We'll see what comes up. Then in here we've got arugula and lettuce. And also within all these tiers I put 2 in each pocket of the nasturtiums, so they'll spill over the side. Then we've got the herbs, so chamomile, lemon verbena, sage, 2 types of sage, and then the bottom tier is the wheat. So you'll notice that I did use the hose on each tier and really saturate it because I want to get them off to a good start to really saturate the soil. And then tomorrow when I come out and water, it won't repel water. The soil will already be damp, and then it'll just take that water like it needs to. So all set up. I love this turntable. It's so nice. I don't have a turntable on the other 2. They have wheels on them, but I don't have the turntable part. So this is really nice. Yeah, so I'll just water it every day, and hopefully these seeds will germinate and we'll get more production out of this little hot corner in the garden. Okay, I'm gonna go have a snack and wait till the sun goes down a little bit. Not down, but it's a little later in the day. It's very hot right now, and it's 3 o'clock, so maybe give it an hour. Then we'll go out and harvest potatoes, and I'm not expecting much. Those should have stayed in the ground for a lot longer, but we got blight, so I had to take all the greenery off because it was infected, and I don't know what kind of tuber production they will have gotten to at that point. So we'll see. I'm not really expecting much of anything, so if we get any potatoes that out of that blight area, I'll be pleasantly surprised. The one of the sections does not have blight yet. I'm sure it will get it because they're all in the same bed. But I'm just going to let those go as long as I can. So we're just going to be digging up one or maybe two sections today. It's always fun when I film and forget to turn my microphone on. So you might have seen my mouth moving through that little segment there, but you couldn't hear anything. So basically, what I did was I dug up the potatoes. I got way more than I thought I was going to get. I didn't expect to get any, but some of these are a decent size. I mean, that's really only one meal's worth, but I still have 3 other varieties in the ground that aren't being decimated by blight right now. So, you know, a few more weeks, hopefully, and I should get even more. Now, to the bed. You can see how lovely dark and black it looks right now. I really should cover that. What's going to go in there is beans, and I'll go ahead and sow those tomorrow. Dried beans, because I want to have beans for drying for soup. So I'm going to put a selection in there, and then I'll mulch it again. And then when these guys are ready, we'll pull those up, and then the rest of this bed will also be beans. But I'm very, very happy with these Oyas because the soil is damp, not moist, not wet, damp, and still super dark and just luscious. It's wonderful soil because it's getting continuous water, but just barely. So it's the perfect amount. And clearly the plants, other than suffering blight, are happy with it. And these guys over here, now that I've put straw in there to hold in the moisture, they're actually doing better. So I think that was a good move. So I will sow some dry beans tomorrow. Now in here, you saw me tear up lots of mustard and put it in there. One of the things I was explaining to you while I was doing that, that didn't get recorded, was that mustard is a biofumigant. So this is the remains of one mustard plant, and I have another one still down there that the chickens have been eating the stalks on because it bolted. But these mustards have been here since November. They're gorgeous. They grew all winter. Didn't matter if it was below freezing or too much rain. They just did great. And so because they act as a biofumigant, I plan on growing them as a cover crop in a lot of places in this garden, including this bed. So I will literally plant a cover crop of mustard in this bed this fall, and then I will cut it all down and chop it up into tiny bits and bury it under new compost in the spring, like February time. And then this bed should be safe to put just about anything in it. However, I'm still going to avoid nightshades probably for another 2 seasons, just to be on the safe side. But I also want to grow the mustard in as many beds as possible because it does spread by air. It's an airborne pathogen, and it could be on my tomatoes or peppers at this point, and I don't know it yet. So I will probably grow it all, the whole garden, in mustard over the winter, because we don't really get enough sun in this winter to really have a good winter garden. And so the mustard doesn't mind, and that will treat the soil. I can chop and drop and use it as a mulch for planting in the spring, and I can probably, like I said, feel pretty safe, even in the places where I definitely got nightshade blight this year. So that's gonna be my plan. At the end of the day, I'm so glad I got that crock pot meal in because now I just want to shower and edit this video, and I just really don't want to cook, and I don't have to. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you before we go. The garlic, look how big it's getting, is starting to put on scapes. So it's kind of hard to see here, but this is a scape. They are basically the flower stalks. Here's another one right here of garlic. So if I just left them alone, these would turn into big flowers, allium flowers, you know, the big bulbous flowers, and it would create seed, and then the plant would die. But we don't want it to go to seed. And the reason I grow this variety, and I always get it confused whether it's hardneck or softneck. I think it's hardneck that produces the scapes. Anyway, the scapes are absolutely delicious. So they're not ready to harvest yet. They'll get longer. Then they'll get like a curly Q on the end. Looks like a little pig's tail. That's when they're ready to harvest. And all I'll do is come out and clip them off at their base. And then we'll have scapes to make pesto and other lovely, yummy things from. And then, usually after about 3 weeks after the scapes appear, and they're appearing now, it's time to harvest the bulb garlic. So the other reason to take off the scapes is that it will allow the bulbs to continue to size up. So I'm excited because I love garlic, and I'm checking out my peppers. It's been hot the last couple days, and these little guys that were struggling are starting to look better. So they definitely needed the heat. Tomorrow am going to, well, we're going to be back out at the farm working after I get the contractors settled in. But I got a new little pump sprayer. I need to treat the whole garden with fish emulsion. They need fertilization. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, and we'll do the same at the farm, and then string trimming and just a whole bunch of maintenance stuff at the farm and getting things ready for the next zinnia planting. Those zinnias that are in the greenhouse are getting real close. I've been hardening them off. So yeah, I'm so excited to finally get the whole garden, the whole farm planted out for summer, and that's coming soon. We're almost there. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.